Every time we gathered for a meal, I counted heads. 10. I kept counting to make sure we were at 10. I don't know exactly when I started doing it or why, but by Friday dinner, I was doing it compulsively, touching each chair back as people settled in like I was taking inventory. 9. I counted again. 9. I walked through the main house looking for whoever was missing and found my cousin Marcus in the bathroom and felt my shoulders drop about 4 inches. 10. I was losing it. I laughed at myself quietly and sat down and poured myself a glass of wine. After dinner, Dale brought up the gate again, and this time his voice had lost the humor it carried at breakfast. He said he found footprints on the other side of it. Boot prints, adult-sized, leading in from the road and then tracking along the outside edge of the orchard toward the house. He followed them until they disappeared into the grass near the guest parking area. Nobody said much. My grandmother said it was probably just a local cutting the property, which was a perfectly reasonable explanation, and I wanted to believe it, but I kept thinking about the motion sensor light. I kept thinking about how the boot prints had gone toward the house and not away from it. I volunteered for the pull-out sofa that night so Reva and her husband could have the bedroom. This put me in the main living room, 8 feet from the door, and I lay there for a long time listening to the house settle and the wind move through the orchard and trying very hard to sleep. I woke up at 2:47 a.m. for no reason I could identify. The fire was down to embers. The room was dark, and there was someone standing outside the front window. I could see the outline of the head and the shoulders in the glass, backlit by nothing, just slightly darker than the darkness behind it. I didn't move. I could not make myself move. I watched the shape for what felt like 3 or 4 minutes, perfectly still, and I tried to convince myself it was a tree branch or a shadow, or my own tired brain manufacturing a threat. And then the shape turned its head, very slowly, and looked directly at the window. I screamed. I'm not ashamed of it. I screamed and hit the lamp and woke up the entire house in about 6 seconds. Dale came downstairs with a flashlight and his hunting knife, and when he opened the front door, there was nobody there. But the motion sensor above the door was on. And in the flower bed beneath the front window, in the soil that had thawed slightly during the day, there were 2 boot prints facing the glass. Fresh, deep, like someone had been standing there for a long time. We spent the rest of the night in shifts. Lights on, doors locked. All 10 of us accounted for and awake and not saying much.